Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Cullen Wade. I'm the director of Nine Pillars Hip Hop Cultural Festival here in Charlottesville, Virginia. And on behalf of Nine Pillars and of the Virginia Film Festival, I want to welcome y'all to the discussion, the Q&A for the Nine Pillars hip hop video block that we put together this year. Gratefully, thanks to the Virginia Film Festival for giving us sharing their platform with us and giving us an opportunity to showcase the vibrancy of the local and regional hip hop scene in all of its manifestations here in Virginia. So I'm just going to run down the list real quick of whom we have with us. We've got No Fun, Sean King, BC Music First, Reppa, Eric Hurt, Ty Cooper, Damani Harrison, Kid Nick, and did I miss anyone? Nah. Of course, my partner Remy St. Clair, co-director and co-founder of Nine Pillars. So I think what I want to do, because we have a lot of people, a lot of filmmakers, and not a ton of time, I just have one question for each person about their videos specifically. And then I have a couple of general questions that everybody can weigh in on. And after that, hopefully, if there's time, I want to give y'all a chance to ask each other questions, because we know in hip hop that steel sharpens steel, and we can all learn from each other. So the questions are sort of in random order, so I'm just gonna go ahead and run down the list. So Ty, King Gemini's Play Me video. First shot. Why wasn't that spliff lit? That was bugging me. Was that deliberate?
I'm dead.
Because my boy, you know David, the financial consultant in town here.
Maybe.
That was his Porsche. I didn't want him to stink up the Porsche, so I told him just go ahead and light it. Right? He lit it. He was smoking it. It was at Blue Ridge School, so he was already smoking it already. And I said, yo, so he was about to get in the car. I said, yo, no, let's not stink up the car, man. I said, try to hide it. And he didn't hide it. So it was what it was. But
Hey,
I don't smoke, but I heard if the spliff if it was lit already, you could still get something out of it. That's what I heard.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
he pulled it kind of hard. So it's all
right. Right on.
But thanks for catching that though.
Hey, you know what? I'm all about I'm a detail-oriented viewer. So on that same token, the long takes. I appreciate in the video the way that I think conventional wisdom is rap videos or music videos in general are very quick cut. I appreciated how you took your time with the long takes in that shot, or in that piece, particularly. It's one of the first shots in the church where I assume you're on a gimbal or a monopod or something like that. Sort of a steady cam looking, where we kind of come up behind him and then do a 360 around him and then start backing up as the people appear in the pews that we just saw being empty.
Right.
How'd you achieve that, and what were you going for with that?
Well, what I wanted to really, those people that you saw was his subconscious, right? Because he's actually pretty much giving up the life of hustling for music. And so, if you've ever been in that kind of space, you have pretty much you got this good part of you talking to you like, yo, you got to pursue your dreams. You got to give this up. So that's what those people were. And that's why they didn't have a face to them. That's why I had them have their head down. So the way we accomplished that what's the name is when we walking into, through the aisle, and then when we do the 360, I had everybody duck in between the pews on the floor, so you couldn't see them when the camera came around. I didn't want any cut shots. I want a continuous shot for that, at least for those particular moments because I just kind of want to show how he pretty much did a 180, a complete really a message, you know. So, but that's how we was able to accomplish it, and it was on a gimbal.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very visually striking shot for a lot of reasons.
And I had someone else do the cinematography for it because I wanted to make sure that my artist was able to get, because I don't have a big YouTube presence, and I wanted to make sure that he get the views and the exposure that he wanted to get. So I've been on and hired someone else to do it, but I wrote the whole treatment. I wrote the entire treatment. I directed it, so every decision up there was my decision.
Word. You can shout out your DP if you want to.
YC.
YC Imaging, yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. He's still out here.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, YC moved to Georgia.
Okay. So my next question is for Sean. Melodic, the Pi video. Really interesting look. I love the 16 millimeter Bolex kind of look. I assume you shot it on video. I mean, on digital, and that was something you did in post-production. I admire the stillness that you captured in that. You know, the concept of just a single person standing still in the rain and the fire projecting strength. How was that? How did that concept emerge? I know like the 16 millimeter degraded kind of look is a popular choice these days, but it really served the lo-fi spirit of the song, you know, with the drumless beat and everything. How'd y'all develop that concept?
It was actually really nice because he actually let me get full creative control over the video, which was really nice. He literally pulled up. He was like, you know, hey, I'm trying to shoot a video tonight. You trying to make some money? I'm like, yes, because I got kids. So I was like, what we should do, I have an umbrella that's shooting in the backyard. I'll put up my lights and just make it like that because I really love my retro aesthetics. That's something I've been really falling heavy into as of late. So I kind of really wanted to let the simplicity speak for itself without having to do a whole bunch of extras, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think the lighting is great too with the firelight. Did you light it with just the fire, or what was your lighting setup?
So the fire, that's actually an effect. I
really?
lit it with my I literally lit it with my I have two portable RGB lights. And I just literally had them outside, covered up inside of a napkin, or a kitchen rag because it was raining outside and I didn't want them to short circuit. So yeah.
So there was no fire in camera. Fooled me.
No, it looks good, all right.
yeah, it looks great. I usually got a nose for that kind of stuff. Yeah, dope, man. So Kid Nick, the Cass video, Shake Some. First of all, shouts out to Cass, local dude on the come up, friend of a lot of us, I think. First of all, also shouts out to the styrofoam cookout cups in the video. Made me real happy to see.
Oh, yeah.
Had a little fat boy pride off of that. So a lot of the look of this video, the aesthetic, it seems like it came from your post production, more than some of the other videos that we have looked at today. In and out of slow mo, the rhythmic editing, transition, color correction, stuff like that. Can you like real briefly walk us through your post production workflow, and also how much are you thinking about post when you're shooting?
I usually really don't even do post production if it's a run and gun shoot. This was a run and gun shoot, so I really didn't do any post production for this video. I just found locations. Really? Yeah. Okay. If it's like not a run and gun video, then I'll do post production. But usually I already know what I'm going for anyway. I already know the type of shots that I want to get. That's one part. I do post production for that. I usually plan out the shots that I'm gonna get. I usually go to the locations. I bring my Ronin and my camera, and then I figure out how I want to shoot the shot. Like I'll have my boy Cyrus. he was in the film festival last year. I have my boy Cyrus as a subject, and then I'll see how the shot looks at that location that I want to shoot at.
So you did no color correction on that?
Oh yeah, I did do color correction. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I was surprised when you said you did no post. Yeah.
No post? Do you mean like do you mean editing or like planning before the shoot?
Well, I just mean everything after you stop hitting record on the camera. So
Okay.
I'm interested in the workflow there.
Okay.
Yeah. Dope. All right. So BC, Loose and Minnie Man Down. First of all, I think Minnie was everybody's favorite. I think that's pretty. That's definitely an attention grabber when you got Shorty in the video.
Shout out to my goddaughter, Minnie Double O. Yes, yes.
Yeah. The locations you picked for that video, I noticed a lot of times when you have like a single focal point in a video, you know, especially if you're shooting at night, a lot of people don't put a lot of thought into where they're shooting and what you're going to see behind the subjects. But I really liked the parking lot behind them in the buildings, and then you cut to what looked like the riverside as well. What was the thought that went into choosing those particular locations to shoot at?
Well, the main thing, like for the parking lot scene, is just something about those lights there. Like that's a normal night out there, you know, in the hood. That's how it normally looks. So there's an area of, and then the parking lot surrounds that grass. So I thought it would look cool to shoot in the middle of it and then have a light that, you know, puts the subject out. So pulls them out and kind of separates them from the cars and the rest of the parking lot. But then you get that other lighting that hits behind them from, you know, the street lamps. So I just thought it was unique. And then we chose the other location. It was supposed to be on the actual pier, but there were people fishing and stuff there. But for her, it was really, the video was for her. To give a little background, Luce, you know, he just got custody. He got full custody of her. So it was kind of like a celebration. Yeah, it was a celebration, you know what I mean? So we wanted her to have something of her own. It was her first video shoot, and that's one of the locations that she wanted.
Okay. All right. So she picked them out. I love that. Yeah, that's great. That's talk about, you know, the interplay between the artist and the videographer. Yeah, she's adorable. I know you said there's more coming from her. What's she got in the pocket?
So she has a joint project that's coming out with her dad, with Luce. So it's called I think it's called Like Father, Like Daughter. Mm-hmm. But that one's coming out, and then she's working on music of her own. Just to put it out there, she writes all of her own stuff. She goes in and practices on her own. She's one of the most professional people that I've shot a video with that actually knew all of their lyrics. She moves, she does her own. I mean, it's for real. She knows, she did her own movements. Like, you know, she's just around the culture a lot. So it's really a pleasure to see her grow into it and not even be, you know, 10 years old yet. So it's cool.
Yeah. Rappers out there, take note. You got Shorty putting you to shame out here. So step it up, y'all. So No Fun, the Julia video. So did y'all, I when I was watching this, the thing, I had two scenes in my mind, right? I had one scene where y'all were like, hey, we should shoot something at this abandoned pool in the mist. And then y'all sitting around kind of waiting for a misty day to shoot it. And then the other scene I had in my head was y'all like looking out the window, seeing it was a foggy day and saying, we should take advantage of this and go shoot something. Which was it?
It was, we had a location in mind, basically, through my nigga Taji's job. Basically, he had seen this abandoned hotel, which actually wasn't abandoned. People actually let that place was at, people lived there. So we woke up like 3 and 4 in the morning and drove to Charlottesville and like went to this little spot. Basically, it's one little hotel that's actually people live there for real, for real. We're in the middle of like on top of a mountain essentially. We're driving. So the mist is clouds. We're in the clouds. That wasn't like really mist. It just so happened it was foggy that day because that's how the world works. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Like, that day it was just foggy as hell and it was just misty as a mug. But like, yeah, we woke up super early and drove to Charlottesville. There's one place.
Yeah, man, it looks beautiful. If there's two things I love, well, there's lots of things I love in films. Two of them are mist and swimming pools. And so y'all
we got them both. We got them both. What else? What else you need?
It's like y'all reached into my brain. Yeah, I mean, I love the progression, how you go from like the man-made sort of abandoned apocalyptic look to, you know, the like medium natural in the woods with the bridge, and then you end up in the fully natural setting, which something I want to talk about a little bit later, like rural versus urban environments for shooting in. But also notice y'all used a lot of zooms. And they look good, which is high praise coming from me because I hate zooms. What was y'all's strategy with the zooms?
With the zooms?
Just from the barrel.
We need that. We're like, we love movies and we want it to look like a thing, and we need that. I guess thematically wise, where we was going with it, like at the time I was I was doing like a lot of, I was watching a lot of Sopranos. And like there's a parts in the Sopranos where Tony Soprano will sometimes be having a dream and you don't know what's a dream until something super duper weird happens. So essentially we wanted the theme of the idea of the video to be like somewhat like a fever dream. Like it's about Julia, this is not, you notice that I never really interact with the girl. Is she real? Is she not? Type of thing. And we shot that all in one day, but these different locations. The mist just so happened to come through, so it felt even more like a dream.
Yeah.
But it was more of like, what is real, what is not, was the theme of the thing. We don't know. If I want the viewer to be like, is that really happening? Is that? And we're not a fan of effects. We like to shoot to what we shoot. So say if someone wants to shoot a video with us and there's going to be fire. So, okay, so we actually have to call a fire marshal and blow something up. We don't like the effects. We shoot to shoot, not shoot to edit.
Yeah.
So we, the theme of it was like kind of a fever dream. Is it real? Is it not? Type of fantasy type of shit, Inception type shit.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It was, y'all did a really beautiful job with that. Reppa, Oleander. Again, we're back in nature. I think it's kind of, I was talking about sort of stereotypes of hip hop videos earlier, and one of them is that it all has to be super urban and gritty. And
right.
It's always interesting to see something that happens in the outdoors in more of a rural setting, and you got kind of like an agrarian farm theme to it there. I think this is a great example for me of how the video influences the way that that the viewer hears the song.
Absolutely.
You know, there's the line in the chorus about the sun don't shine, and then the whole thing is shot in bright sunlight.
Right.
And then, of course, at the end, you return. It's almost like, you know, like we were talking about with the last one, but the dream, you awaken, you return to the urban, brightening reality. So did you are the artist in the song, but you didn't direct the video, is that right?
Correct. I like co-directed it, I guess, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me how you and the director worked out that concept between the two of y'all.
Honestly, we found the location and I kind of just told him to follow me. I had this vision. I didn't really know how to kind of explain it. I didn't really know how to really portray it, but I just told him just follow me. Told Skinny and PT Vale, who's in the video as well, makes a cameo. I just told him to kind of like follow me, wear these clothes, stand right here. And then like as we started the video, everything progressed naturally and everybody caught on board like, I get it. And it just kind of bore itself out.
That's what's up. Yeah. Had kind of a "Oh brother, where art thou" feel to it.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was aiming for. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Coen Brothers. Not a bad inspiration for a hip hop video.
So,
All right, last one of my kind of directed questions, and then we can sort of, I know y'all want to talk to each other. Damani and Eric, one for George. Tell me about the ethics of using found footage. First of all, you had the trigger warnings at the beginning, which I think was a very good move. I'd like to see more videographers do that and be mindful of when they're, especially when they're dealing with this kind of subject matter, when their audience might be triggered. Did y'all talk about, you know, both the footage of George Floyd and Walter Scott and several other sort of violent real life, you know, footage of real life violence? Did y'all talk about how much of that was ethical to use? Why you chose to use it, sort of how you went about incorporating the found footage into what you shot?
Is it? Do you mean ethical in using someone else's footage or using actual violent footage?
Well, I was thinking about the latter, but you can address the former too if you want.
No, I think the latter's more. I mean, a better question in the sense of how it goes to the video.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Damani.
Oh, I mean, too. You don't want to go, Eric, man? Come on, man. No, really. I mean, Eric and I have known each other for a long time. You know, we can vibe really easily, and we basically sat down. We met for about 45 minutes, and when the whole George Floyd thing happened, and I was inspired to write to the track that the homie Sandman made, who's out in California right now. When Eric and I sat down, my first idea was that I wanted to portray Black trauma or the trauma from white supremacy in America as a horror movie. Eric does horror movies. He does a lot of different stuff. He does comedies and stuff, but he's really good. He's done a lot of work with horror movies. And so what I wanted to do was approach the editing and the filming and the cutting to present Black trauma or trauma from white supremacy in that particular way. And so in order to do that, the violence has to be shown so that people can understand what trauma is in terms of racism. Because I don't think that people understand that racism is a trauma form. They think it's like a condition or some shit like that, but it should be in the same realm as rape, abuse, and all those other things. And so when we sat down and talked about it, that's what we wanted to present the effects of racism as, or what racism has done to this country as in general. So, and then from there, we just sort of, I guess, Eric, I mean, you could probably speak on this. We spent hours upon hours looking for the footage, and then we just really talked about, can we show this? Should we show this? How much of this should we show? And then I let Eric, as the editor and the co-director, make the final decisions. I trust his vision on those things.
Yeah, and I think at one point, Damani, correct me if I'm wrong, might have been early in the conversation, you had said maybe you wouldn't even be in it.
Yes. Originally, I didn't want my face in it at all.
And I think that my thought to that was, I think it's great to have the artist in it because it gives a face to the voice and the words. But also, for this particular video, you can't just, it's like the news, you can't just bombard, where you start to be desensitized to it. So I think having breaks from that is important so it can swell. And then we included faces from the community, and so that would give breaks to this sort of horrific imagery.
And because the song was made and we were filming so close to the actual precipitating event or the incident, people were still highly affected by it. And so by them showing up to do essentially the portrait gallery that ended up being used in the video, they understood emotionally what was being represented in it, and you can see it in their faces, We didn't actually have to ask for anything. We've got all this footage that we didn't add in there. I mean, there's people like, you know, Pretty Little White Girl, but she's straight up like this, like in the camera, and her, you know, because this is her response to what, you know, she I guess experience, you know, what she felt in terms of George Floyd and all stuff like that. So it was really organic in that regard, and we let the people's facial expressions tell the story.
Yeah, it was very soon after. It was very fresh after the event. I remember you hit me up on the day you were doing it, asked me if I could come through, and I was already on my way to DC to be in the streets.
Yeah, people were still protesting at the time when we were filming the video.
Yeah. I mean, you struck while the iron was hot, and you didn't strike in an exploitative way. You know, it was very heartfelt. That obviously comes across in the video.
I thank you for noticing that too, because that was a really big deal, because I haven't written in a long time, and I haven't made music in a long time, and this did happen. It just happened. Anyone of you probably have experienced this as an artist, where sometimes you struggle to create, and other times the creation just happens. And this was a situation where the creation happened, and so I don't have a feeling of like would someone say, well, were you trying to exploit the event? Or I don't have any, there's no preconceived notions going into it. Like, I don't have any agency over the existence of this creation in my mind.
The words reflect that, I think, too. I mean, and everything stems from the lyrics, at least for this one. And of course the beat's great for the lyrics to be on top of, but those drive the entire thing. So that's the touchstone of the entire thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the beat is amazing. You know, Sandman is a wizard. He sprinkles that little dust in your eyes and makes you have visions. But honestly, when I hear the song, I don't hear the beat. I barely notice it, and that's a testament to what you were trying to bring across, definitely. So I have a couple more general questions that I sort of want to ask people about, kind of like, you know, I imagine there are people, one of the reasons I wanted to do something like this is I imagine there are people watching who, because music videos are such an accessible art form, there are people watching who want to do them, who want to like break into this world, but don't really know how. So I was hoping there could be a little bit of education that comes out of this, and like, because people have questions like, do you approach the artist or do the artist approach you? How do you discuss concept? How do you discuss budget? You know, what kind of gear, you know, somebody who's just starting out, what kind of gear should they get, or should they worry about gear? Should they just go out and make a film? How do you get your name out there? All sorts of things. Anybody who wants to just talk generally, like, address the budding videographer out there who wants to.
I got this. This is all me. This is me right here. Look, boom. That's literally how I spent my whole entire 2017. So my New Year's resolution for going into 2017 was I wanted to shoot music videos. I wanted to be a videographer. I was going to do what I had to do. So I saved up some money. And just a quick little tip for anybody in Richmond, Virginia, if you can get yourself $250 and go to the Goodwill outlet down on Midlothian Turnpike and get a souped up editing computer for less than $250. Easy money. With that, where you get the rig, the computer, the keyboard, the whole nine. So what I did was literally just take myself out of my own element, because I know I'm just a naturally awkward person sometimes. I like to break the ice, but I know at the end of the day, if I don't feel comfortable around people I don't know. So I had to break myself out of that and literally just get myself out there and network. Even just use your own, even if you want to start shooting music videos, start shooting stuff for your friends, people you're comfortable around, and start getting the hang of that. And also finding people on YouTube or just people that you like their work, and see how you can put your own spin on it and then grow from there as an artist. But the biggest thing about anything is getting yourself out there. You literally just have to put yourself out there. It may be uncomfortable, but it's worth it all in the end. Just simple as that.
Yeah, that's definitely facts. Like, what a lot of people don't realize is that, you know, the game of being behind the camera is not the same as being in front of the camera, right? Everybody tries to look at you as if you're in competition with the next person that's making videos, and that there's this grudge match, and that person is really all about building. Like, I've seen most of you guys out in the field, you know what I mean? If you're talking about gear, it's all about what you have. Like some people don't know, you can get one of these right here from Walmart for less than $30, and you can use that to start, you know, filming vlogs or whatever you want to do. Kid Nick can even talk about it, man. This guy jumped online onto YouTube, and he was making, you know, videos, short form videos, using his I think it was a Canon T7i, I believe. He was using that, and like it was videos that were for him, short form, but very potent as far as the editing and really pushing the camera itself. And this is in the day when people are talking about Blackmagic 6Ks and everything, but he made his own lane just with what he had. And that jumped on a lot of people's radar already. So it's all about the creativeness and trying to use what you have and pushing that forward. It's not about, you know, jumping out the window and buying, you know, $1,000 lights out of the gate. You just got to use what you have to start.
Yeah, I think another good thing to do when you're coming up as a starting videographer is to, I mean, you could do free work, and, you know, the work that you product or whatever, people will see that and then gravitate towards your style, and artists will see it. It'll get shared, you know, and then artists will want to book you. You know what I'm saying? And as far as budget goes, I mean, when I shoot, I usually ask the artist what their budget is now, but like when I was first starting out, I would take any type of money that I can. Like if they said the budget's $150, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's shoot. Because at the time I wasn't really worried about the money. I was worried about creating dope content for people to see, so I'll get more clients. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and just a note, that's a really good point. And just a note for artists who are looking to reach out to videographers, be prepared for that question and have an answer. That question of what's your budget? Because when somebody says, I don't know, what's your budget? It's, you know, that's not what a videographer wants to hear. So have
my favorite question in my inbox is, hey, cuz, how much you charge for your videos? That's my favorite question. I get it all the time.
Yeah.
But it's always different, man. It really depends on, you know, what you are looking for. And then, you know, if you don't have the budget for it, all right, well, let's work and figure out something that we can, you know, collaborate on to get you close to it. You know what I mean? A lot of people try to stop that conversation just when they don't have the money for it. And it's like, well, no, like, let's continue to work. I still want to work with you. Let's just figure out, you know, something that is more, you know, R&B instead of Roots Chris. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's kind of like if they ask you, you know, how much you charge for video, that'd be like walking into a restaurant being like, how much do you charge for food? You know what I mean?
I was about to say, asking a tattoo artist how much you charge for a sleeve.
Right. But it's more like, well, you can get the French fries or you can get this duck confit, like, you know, what you want. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, and I think it's super important to when you get to the point where you're starting to gain more clients, I think it's super important to be super strict on your minimum on how much you charge for videos, because you don't want artists coming to you asking to pay for what, like, you want to get paid your minimum. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go, you got to know your worth. You got to remember that too. Because this editing, shooting, all that stuff takes a long time. And it's a super tedious process.
You're the wrong people to ask this question to, because every video we've done for free.
All right, I'm gonna hit y'all up after this. Do some work.
Facts, we in there.
But in jest of that, the reason why we do it, we don't. People hit us up all the time to do videos for them, but we our thing is all of our videos are for free, but we seek people out. So I hear a song by Flying Again. I will seek Flying Again out. I'm like, hey, you need a video that's our quality, and you need this thing. Baby Sosa, oh, you need a video from this song needs a video. so we go on some like, you seen X-Men where this nigga puts the helmet on and he fucking seeks out the niggas, and we're more of that. It's coming soon, but like but like our process is, again, everything y'all saying is real though. It's 100% real. It's real. But we don't charge for our videos. But in jest of that, we the video is 100% ours. If the video is, we are going to give you, this is our vision for this song. If you like it, yes. If not, then go away. But our videos are all this is us. What we're doing, it's a collaboration between us, this and that. But we have never charged for a video. The only thing we'll do is say if we have to rent a limousine or something like that, hey, you want to go half this to rent a limousine for 4 hours. But none of our videos, but everything I was saying is facts as hell. But we don't charge for any of our videos.
Yo, so can I punt this question over to Eric too, because I know Eric's got big shit. Like, I'm gonna brag on my dude, like, real quick. Like, when Eric rolls up, like he literally rolls up with a truck with a movie studio in the motherfucking truck, B.
Like, bought a van, bro. I feel it.
So like from Eric, from your perspective, you know, doing this, I mean, how do you feel about it? This question.
I agree with all that's been said. I mean, I think no fun. You're talking about. I think it's so important, especially there's different levels. Like, where if you're starting out, maybe you'll take anything just to get behind the camera and get something. But as you progress, I think it's important to do, if you're going to do your own stuff, say you're doing a short film or even music videos, it's so important to do stuff that you believe in. You know, you're not like, oh, I'll do this. I mean, of course, we've all shot stuff where like, okay, you know, but if you're going to focus and put a lot of time and energy into something, you better believe in it. And really, because you're not going to see it through all the way. It's not going to be as good as it could be. If you really believe in it, you're going to be like, yeah. And then somebody will give you an idea and you'll be like, yeah. And then this, and they're like, yeah. And it just becomes this whole snowball. Mm-hmm. So that especially, I think you can do that as well as when the time is right, making sure you're getting your worth. So, but if you start out, I mean, I tell people who are starting out, like, yeah, use the gear you have, because if you say you're going to make short films, you want to make films one day, if you're just starting out, I mean, we've all done it. I've made a bunch of bad films. You're going to make, unless you're the one in a million, you're going to make some bad films, and that's okay, but you'll like them and you'll learn a lot, and that's the only way you'll get better. So if you spend a bunch of money, whether it's gear or renting a ton of locations for your first short film, then you're going to have to work whatever your day job is that you're trying to switch over that much harder to do your second one. And then it'll be a long time out. So if you can shoot 10 things for real cheap versus one that's expensive, and probably in the 10 things may get a little better, you're going to be much better off in a career shooting 10 things. And just, you know.
Question for everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. Question for everybody else. Say the reason why we do this the way this way, and I'm just asking everybody else just in general, is the reason why we do free videos. We pick we just pick songs and stuff that we like. I make music myself, but I will go to live shows and I'm like, oh, you don't know us from anything. Let's do a video. Say if someone gave you $12,000 to shoot a video a song you hated, and if they gave you $12,000, essentially it would have a lot of creative control in that video process. How do you navigate that? Because the reason why we do it for free is we're giving you a quality that, one, you're not going to get for anywhere in the world ever. Well, like that, but you know what I'm saying, for free. But free, this is our video now.
Hey, I just want to jump in real quick. This is going to be the last question. I love the question. I want to hear people's answers. We'll probably go out on this one.
Okay.
So for me, I'm at the stage now where I can't take everything just for the money. You know what I mean? So a person can give you $12,000 for the video, and you may not like the direction that it's going in, and you may not like the song itself. That means I'm not gonna put my all into it, right? So for me, it's all about balancing my passion projects with my paid projects. So there's some projects that I do for free that I believe in. That's the passion projects. But then there's, I got to pay for equipment. There's other things, got to keep the lights on. So it's all about balancing the two. For me, when it comes down to something of that nature, something that big, it's all about the negotiation process, right? Anything that for a certain amount, it's all about having an open line of communication and actually talking about, what is the expectation of this? Do we have contracts in place that say where this can be shown? Because sometimes people will pay you up front, but then they're going to make a whole lot of money on it on the back end. Like the way that the world is working now, everything is digital. So you got to make sure you have your paperwork in place. Also, the other part of it, and Ty can speak to this, is, are you the director of photography or are you the director, on set? Like, are you the one holding the camera or are you the one coming up with the ideas? That's a whole different concept there. Are you just going to be on set to be a grip? Are they paying you that money for you to, to use at your leisure? Or is it more like a credit card where, they're giving you this money right here, but, if you don't use it all, it's not technically yours. I mean, it's a lot of things that go into the dollar amount, you know what I mean? And it's all about having that open line of thought.
For me, if I have an artist that have a budget of 12 grand to shoot, to me, it's not about the money, because if I'm gonna listen to the song. First, I'm gonna listen to the song at least 100 times. That's what I do. I just over and over in my car, when I'm in bed, when I'm just chilling, I'm cooking. Like, I just listen to the song over and over so I can come up with a storyline to it. And I come from I'm a playwright and I'm a screenwriter. So I come from a storytelling perspective, right? So if I could tell the story for $5,000, what the $12,000 for? Like, I don't just take the money just because it's there. If they say, hey, we want to rent a helicopter for 2 days, and we want to we want a Learjet just to sit in there on the tarmac for a while, then okay, those things going to cost the money. But if I can create that story, for me, I always start with the story first. And also, I turn down a lot of money when it comes down to music videos, especially hip hop music videos, because I'm a hip hop head, man. So if your stuff not good, I don't want to be.
That's more what I was.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. So
would you feel like
I can't?
Is you as Ty, your brand would be suffering? I just threw 12,000 out there, but like with just as a random, just saying a big number, and it's something you don't really fuck with. Would you fuck with it just for the bread? Would you feel like your art is suffering because of I'm trying to get at?
It's two things. It's two things when I consider that, right? I look at where I'm at in my life, man. So I come from a commercial background, so I'm shooting commercials and branding videos, maybe sometimes twice a week. Right. So the money, I don't need the money. Like, I have money, so I'm good in that space, right? I'm an event promoter. I do different things, I invest. So I have options, man, and I exercise those options. So, but our job as a director, though, is to help the writer or help the artist create their vision and put their vision on the screen, right? So we have to either put our own little things aside and stay true to us, to what we do as directors. We work for that artist. Like, it's a job, man. We're working for them. So it's just like, hey, if y'all have jobs, right? If you guys go to work every day, if McDonald's call you and say, hey, we want you to work for us right now, are you going to quit your job to work for them? Or are you going to squeeze that time? And you may say, nah, I'm good. I don't got to work at McDonald's. That's the kind of same thing I look at when I'm deciding to take a job or not take a job. I love the craft, man. I'm still learning. I'm a student of the craft, man. I'm a YouTube junkie. I appreciate people like Eric Hurt, his old boy, Johnny St. Hours, like the talented people here in Charlottesville. I admire them. I'm humble. Like, the only space I'm not humble in is event promotions. I'm a master at that. I'm a student of the craft right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a student. I'm a kid, man, and I love like watching all you guys, man. Like, I love watching all of you guys work. So when I choose an artist to work with, if I don't want the budget, or the budget's not enough for me, or if I can't really come up with a real solid story because I don't like I don't like what the person is saying, as if, and I'm gonna close out on this, fellas, I'm gonna close out on this. The song that I did the video for, right, Play Me, the reason why I took to that, because I know how it is to be, let me not put my business out there. I know how it is to be in one space and trying to get out to do something positive. I know
the emotional connection you felt with that song.
Yes, I'm from Harlem. Yes.
Okay.
I'm from Harlem, and I was never a sheltered child. So I have those experiences. So I've seen that. So that resonated with me. That song resonated with me, and that's how I started my company 28 years ago when I was an undergrad in college. I started my company because I wanted to do that. And that's why I did it, because it resonated with me. So the song has to resonate with me. So when I heard the song Play Me, I heard about 100 times, and then I started put the pen to the paper, man. I wrote the treatment. It wasn't about the money. I didn't make any money. I paid YC to shoot. I didn't make any money. I didn't charge him.
Okay. And that was my gist of my thing of essentially. It's just like balancing, because our thing is like free to us. It means, it seems all what the fuck free, but free is freedom. We have we're pickers. They don't even want this thing to be a single. I heard you say this live. This song's all right, whatever. But I'm like, no, this is the song, and we're doing a video like this. That's been all of our videos.
It's all
So I've been like, we've been navigating with it. It stops this year. Hey, what's up, little man? It stops this year, but we're trying to navigate in the pool of definitely financial, because we have a small little team now, and so that's how I was putting that question in general out there for everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like your art suffers because you're doing things that you don't necessarily rock with or resonate with, or that's not your, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was asking the whole question for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great notion to go out on. Be humble, but know your worth and follow your heart.
Amen. God damn it.
I think that's hip hop right there, right?
That shit, bro. Really, dog.
Anybody have any last words? I would love to continue this, but we are out of time.
I got.
Go ahead,
I had one more thing. I forgot to mention when it came to that right there. For a lot of us, you know what I mean, we talked about the creativeness and the vision, and we talked about the music itself. But it's also about being a good person. You know what I'm saying? It's about vibing with the person that you're going to be working with. So that was the other thing I wanted to bring up is it's not, sometimes I may like a person and I may like what they stand for and where they're going, and they may not make the songs that I personally rock with, but I like them as a person. So I want to, bring what I can bring to the table and really highlight them there. So, I mean, I think I can pretty much speak for, life in general, man. It's about also, linking up with good people and being genuine anytime you are in one of those spaces.
Yeah, I agree. This is a people business. I mean, if you can't get along with the people, then it's just not going to work.
It's a marriage, man. Like a DP and a director, it's a marriage for that amount of time that you're on set. It's definitely a marriage, and before, because you need pre-production planning, and it's a marriage, man. So you really do have to get along with the person, or at least ultimately really truly respect that person's craft for a while. I'm picky, man.
I definitely dig just the last tail bit. Always, like you said, you want to always know your worth at the end of the day. And when it comes to taking money from people, if I can't personally believe in the song or I can't vibe with it, I don't want to take your money and then feel stuck or feel trapped in that. Like, oh, I still got to get this person their video back. I still have to do such and such. And I don't believe in it. And I'm out here looking stupid because I don't want to do it. But I don't want to give you the money back because I need it. So it's like, So just off that, I think that's a great way to end. And my last note, Ty, I quit my job tomorrow. I work for you now. Since you do commercial work, that's what I want to do. Hit my line.
Leave me alone. Well, I'm editing something right now that I shot on Saturday. It's Friday and Saturday, so if you wanna get on, man, let's talk.
That's
there you
perfect.
go. Virginia Film Festival audience, you just saw the magic happen right in front of you. People business.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Cullen, thank
Yeah.
you so much for curating this and organizing it. It was awesome.
Bro. For real.
I really
Absolutely.
appreciate meeting you guys. No Fun, Kid Nick, Sean, BC Music. You know, Ty and Eric, we go way back. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully, I get to once I get out of my hermitude where I'm at right now. I don't leave a fucking crib. Hopefully I'll run into y'all in the streets and shit. And we can get it popping. You know what I mean? So, all right.
Hey, I do have to say something like that too, man. Like I really appreciate Kid Nick, man. I see him, man, from spot to spot, man, and I really admire. I always admire Kid Nick, man. I have my eye on him, man. And Kid, we're gonna be working at some point on something sooner or later. It could be on a narrative short or a feature that I'm writing right now or whatever. But at some point we will get up, man, because I really have appreciation for your grind, man.
Yeah,
And for you and you and your homie Keys, right?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, for real, man. My eyes on y'all, man. So good job.
Yeah, man.
Good shit, bro.
This is the side of hip hop that people don't see, man. All the love being shown. I appreciate y'all too.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, shout out 9 Pillars too, man. Big shit.
9 pillars. Yo, thank y'all, bro. Thank you for
all 9 of them.
All 9.
All 9. It's all love.
The element.
All right. I think we're done here.
Thanks, Cullen.
All right, yo, we'll be in touch, everybody. Thanks for being part. On behalf of 9 Pillars, on behalf of myself, fellow man, and Remy St. Clair and the Virginia Film Festival, thank y'all for being here and for sharing your art with us.
Oh yeah, brother.
All right.